My name is Alex. Last fall, I decided to take a break from the city and spend a week alone in my uncle's old hunting cabin deep within the Appalachian Mountains. That cabin was roughly an 8-hour drive from the nearest town, and the final 15 miles required hiking deep into the forest. The place was intensely isolated. Before I left, my uncle gave me an old envelope containing a short note. It contained only 2 sentences. One, lock the cabin door from the inside after 10 p.m. and do not go outside under any circumstances before dawn. 2, if anyone calls your name after midnight, do not, under any circumstances, answer, no matter who it sounds like. I laughed and said, "What is this, Uncle? It's not a horror movie." He smiled, but his eyes told me he wasn't joking.
Night 1, my uncle's voice. The first night in the cabin, I was actually enjoying the solitude. I hadn't known the forest silence could be so intense. It was around 12:30 a.m. and I was reading a book. Suddenly, a voice echoed from outside. It was exactly my uncle's voice. "Alex! Alex, I'm in trouble! Open the door! My leg is broken, Alex, please!" My heart pounded. Why would my uncle be back? He had driven back to the city hours ago.
I stood up and reached for the doorknob, but then I stopped. Rule number 2, never answer if you hear your own name called. What if it really was him? Yet the voice sounded frantic and sharp, not like my uncle's usual calm tone. I didn't reply. After about 10 minutes, the calls ceased. There was only the rustling of leaves and the whistling of the wind. I spent the rest of the night trembling in fear.
Night 2, my own voice. The next morning, I dismissed my uncle's rules as mere superstition. Maybe a hiker or a local prankster was trying to scare me. But the fear took a different dimension on the second night. It was 1 a.m. Suddenly, a voice outside echoed. My own voice. "Mama! Alex! Alex, I'm stuck out here, Alex!" The voice was so loud and so agonizingly shrill that it sounded as if someone was trying to tear out my throat. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. How could that sound come from my own throat? It was the exact sound of my scream as a terrified child. I nervously tried to peek through the door's peephole, but I saw nothing. I only felt that a tall, unnaturally thin shadow was shifting among the trees. Its height seemed far too great to be human. The screaming continued. It sounded like I was being brutally murdered somewhere in the dark corner of the woods. I was now absolutely certain this was not human. This was something that hides in the dark and possesses the ability to mimic human voices. Night 3, the final scene. On the third night, I was prepared, keeping a shotgun close by. It was a few minutes before 2 a.m. There was no noise outside. The silence was even more terrifying than the sounds. I looked through the window pane. In the faint moonlight, I saw a figure standing about 100 yards away from the cabin. It wasn't human-like. It was extremely tall, his arms hanging below its knees, and his head seemed disproportionately large compared to its body. It was staring directly at me. I couldn't scream. I gripped the gun tightly. Just then, instead of a scream or my uncle's voice, a sweet, familiar tune
the song my mother used to sing to me to put me to sleep when I was a child. My mother's favorite lullaby. I nearly broke down. How did this entity know that song?
As the song ended, someone whispered right outside the door, "You can't stay alone, Alex. We'll sleep together." And then came the most terrifying sound of all, a sound that had nothing to do with screams or calls, the sound of the door locking, the exact clicking sound of my cabin door being secured. It wasn't locking the door. It was mimicking a sound that would, for a fleeting moment, make me feel safe, or perhaps signal that my only means of defense was now compromised. I realized it was attacking me, using my deepest and most intimate fears. It could mimic everything about me, and if it got inside, I would no longer have a voice of my own. I sat there, gun in hand, waiting for the light of dawn. I never responded to a single call from the outside again, because I know that something